Because you're bringing in a very interesting perspective, and at a time when a lot of people probably are getting pushed into this, not really having a choice to start something on their own, but being pushed into starting something on their own. And one of the biggest challenges that people in such a situation face is not knowing how to sell, not knowing what my value proposition is going to be. Because all this while in your corporate career, you were always being told what needs to be done. Whereas here you are, where you get to decide what is it that you're going to go and talk to your clients. So while that is a great, empowering perspective and a thought, but you are also very worried and scared that are you doing it the right way? How has this whole entrepreneurship journey helped you to build that for yourself? And probably at some point of time, this would have also triggered the LinkedIn journey. And we'll get to that in a little bit more detail in a bit. But
So
what would your thoughts be on how to get to that stage where you can say confidently, yeah, I can take this plunge? Whereas it is going to be hard for people who are being pushed into this. So, any tips for them?
definitely, I think, like I said, I'm wiser now after having gone through that path. A few things that come to mind upfront is the fact that if you're pushed into it, it's obviously a very challenging situation and possibly the worst that could happen. But given today's business climate, given the world that we are now entering, I think everyone should be prepared for that to some extent. And it is about being a little prepared, being a little proactive, rather than having to firefight if a situation like that draws upon us. What do I mean being prepared about it? Very clearly, the starting point is really finances.
Hmm.
So, to be honest, again, the last couple of decades, ever since 2000, in fact, our generation benefited a lot from it when the economy opened up and we were exposed to
True.
global practices. We were also exposed to global luxuries and lifestyles, and
Yeah.
maybe to a large extent, 90% of us will agree that our parents always found that we were overextending ourselves or going beyond what they would have done in their lives. But hey, we
True that.
were truly, blown away by the West, and probably somewhere aped them and made a few mistakes along the way. But the fact is that we may have still survived, some of us, but going forward, I don't see uh, the next generations having too much of a luxury on that account. So it's better, I would say, to be cautious in your current lifestyle. Make sure you have the right investments, savings. And another pillar which I often guide about, which, while not so relevant maybe on a LinkedIn today, but essential to have, I would say, both spouses, if it's, of course, a married couple, working, engaged in some profession of some sort where there is a dual income, because that can be a huge pillar of support, given the volatility that we're talking about. I know that in some quarters in our country, even today, it's unfortunate that women are not encouraged to work and are expected to remain at home. I think there is no bigger blunder than that. So clearly, the preparation is in terms of financials from the start itself. So make sure that you have a nest egg or a cushion to fall back on. The second is, of course, copying what you just shared a short while ago, intentional learning journey of picking up new skills, new knowledge every year so that you're never left behind. We are evolving at a very fast pace. We've got to keep track, or the future generations will take over whatever little bit we've got. I was just interacting with my elder daughter. She's about 13 now. And the amount they're learning and the amount they're getting exposed to in terms of education, in terms of school projects, internships at this age in school itself, is something that I haven't done even in my career till date.
Sure.
So that's the, you can say, the transition in terms of, how the scale of what has actually moved in the last 20 years, you can say. So that's the key two factors which come into mind here.
Sure.